Hello YouTube. Today I want to talk about the reasons why sometimes it's so important to give up and stop, and in other cases it is really necessary to start over and over again. Well, the only reason to do that, to start over, is to have a reason to do that. A reason that justifies all the costs. The goal, the vision. But if we focus on the very core of that goal or reason, I think it's actually a feeling inside us, a mix of frustration, sadness, unhappiness about a better possible tomorrow. And I think this is what drives most of the people to discover more, to build, to create, to imagine a better world. And today, a lot of people here on YouTube are talking about freedom or new era. And I think they are right, because the era of corpus, where everyone can just come and do some repetitive operations, is getting to an end. Because I never experienced such format to be for human. There is no human in those equations there. There are graphs, stats, achievements, which has been driven by fear and greed. If your car is broken, you might try to turn right, and you're thinking you're turning right, but actually you're turning left. Being driven by, let's say, low emotions, low spectre emotions of low spectre, is like driving a broken car. It always leads us to suboptimal decisions. I avoid word wrong here because I believe there are no wrong decisions. There are lessons. Until we decide to learn that lesson and move on, we can repeat it as many times as we want, even unconsciously, until we consciously decide to learn the lesson and move on. And this is my reason to get back here, to get in front of a wider audience, to learn better, to share my thoughts, to get comfy with talking to the camera. Probably for you it looks different, but I believe the era of getting into the square is over. Internet is a modern square, and it doesn't take much to become vocal here. Grabbing some attention, well, actually it correlates a lot with one of my previous videos about brute forcing life. Someone just grabs a camera, hits record, and is popular next day. It seems like a fast success, but we don't know what's behind that, what is the lower part of the iceberg there. So it's rarely a one-day success. There must be a reason there. For some, this is effort and this is the work that was already done somewhere else. For others, it's persistence, doing the same thing again and again. How to success there in such circumstances? Enjoy the trip. Don't be obsessed with achieving. Just enjoy the trip. Be obsessed with doing. And this is who I am, actually. I just need to narrow down my effort. Probably that will be also helpful for you. To focus on the most important thing. One of the most important things in modern life is to earn for a living. We are not growing potatoes anymore. Most of us are not doing that. We're somewhere else at this point. First thing is to accept it. Another thing is to learn how to do it better. And I believe solo entrepreneurs, solo companies, small companies are growing for one reason. These are more about human. These are driven by human, for human. This seems to be more authentic. And this seems to be the reason why they attract more people. A part of speed, flexibility, hopefully often, responsibility. It's always a pleasure to make a good deal, to make good arrangement, and just start working. Cooperation seems to be the future, and I would like to be a part of that cooperation. For work, for learning, and for spending time. Again, working and learning, building the life. If this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. What do you think about the future of the companies? Are we getting from a huge, big companies into smaller ones that are more human-centric? And I think AI is playing a big role here. And I believe it won't take your job tomorrow. But you can do better. Thank you for watching this. See you